time check. I want to see how long it takes me to walk back. I think it's less than 20 minutes. It's this phone drives me nuts because it keeps going blank screen. You do the movement and it doesn't work half the time. 8:07. 8:07 is when I'm leaving. See how long it takes to get back, and see if how many drop kicks I come across on my return journey, if any. Maybe, I don't know how many Trevors this suburb can handle. It may have more than one. Well, it's funny, when he just pushed my button, it's funny, I don't do that normally, but he just got under my skin. He didn't have a leg to stand on. I mean, what an absurd thing to say, that I can't walk down on the edge of a street where there are no footpaths. It seems to be something in the psyche of professional bike riders. They seem to have this arrogant streak. And not all of them, obviously, but there's an element there. I mean, if you're going to be a competitor, you're going to be doing something like that that's quite aggressive. I guess you need a bit of testosterone to see you through. I'm going to go down Bondi Crescent because I just want to change the scene. But I think my unfriendly neighbour lives diagonally opposite where I am now. Oh, looking forward to my coffee anyway. Well, it's good I got an appointment tomorrow in any case. I'm down to one painkiller. One painkilling capsule. I took 2 last night because I woke at around 2:30 in the morning with fairly acute back pain, vertebrae, upper vertebrae, lower vertebrae, I'm not sure, but it was bad enough anyway. And I've gone through the anti-inflammatories. They don't seem to have had any effect whatsoever. So I'll mention that to the quack tomorrow. Just got to remember to email them just to make sure it actually is. It's confusing with the 2 practices. Which one they booked me into. I think they've got me in Kawara, but I'll just double check it. It's certainly, I don't want to be front up to the wrong one. It's bad enough when you're on the bike, but when you're walking, so I will double check that. Oh, is that a plover? Hello, Mr. Plover. The chicks must have hatched, or whatever. The plovers have been pretty quiet lately. Or maybe just our area. So I doubt whether I'll get some lunatic on a bike harassing me down this street. I have had a dog go me when I was on the bike. It wasn't particularly vicious, and when I abused it, it did back off. But it did chase the bike. But you know, it's dogs, I guess they do that. As long as it's not malicious. As long as they don't have rabies and they take a hunk out of you, that would not be fun. Well, it's Wednesday, hump day for those of you who are still in the workforce. For me, it's around almost 11 o'clock in the morning, and it's already 30 degrees and feels like 34. And I'm just heading up towards the GP to get some pain relievers for my back. I encountered it again yesterday about 1 o'clock in the morning. I had to get up, and I think I had a Panadine. I think it's a Panadine tablet, so I've brought them with me to show them to the doc anyway. But they seem to work okay, but I was down to 1 tablet. I took 2 the previous night. So they seem to be fairly effective. And if I only take them at night, I guess it's not too bad. You wouldn't want to be on painkillers all the time, but just to get a good night's sleep, well, it could be worse. You know, at least you're not dosing yourself up 24 hours a day. And maybe the anti-inflammatories did have some effect, because I'm getting a bit more pain, and I am doing the walks each day now. I'm making sure of that. It's a good motivator when you've got actual pain in your body to change your lifestyle. So, as per usual, the appointment is at one of the hottest times of the day. They seem to do this to me. They must know I don't have my own transport, so I've got to sweat it out in the sun. I guess I could wimp out and get the bus there, but I really do need the exercise anyway for my back. So I feel okay at the moment, but I might be a bit sweaty when I get there. So it will be nice to be able to ride the bike again, though. That would be nice. But it's going to be a while, I think. It's not hard to set that dog off. It's pretty volatile. Yeah, so hopefully today will be one without any incidents with neighbours that are abusing me because I'm walking along the road, as opposed to such well-defined footpaths as we have here. You can see them all over the place, the footpaths, can't you? They're everywhere. I've got such a surfeit of footpaths up here. So hopefully, I think probably that Trevor probably does morning rides when it's cooler, although that's a sensible thing to do. So maybe I'm giving him too much credit there. Well, you know, I could cop him again. I wonder if he's more irritated because I was right near his place where I was actually walking in that part of the road, like he believes he has some sort of a sovereignty over his house and the ones next to him. Who knows? Leave that up to a psychologist. I actually saw a show about mental illness, a BBC show, and it was set in, I think, Ohio, somewhere like that, Midwestern part of the States anyway, in a mental institution. And I reckon it'd be a tough job being a psychologist, because they had the woman there running the place and she had to give the nay or yay to people leaving the facility, whether they've got over their maladies, mental malady. Yeah, that would be a very tough job, and I think they've got a high suicide rate in that profession. It doesn't surprise me. There's a lot. They're asking a lot of people to judge others, and you're playing God to some degree. Like, she's basically judge, jury, and executioner when it comes to whether that person can leave. She's the head honcho. If she's not happy, then they have to hang around there for whatever time frame is required. And that's one of the things. They've got a lot of power, so a lot of responsibility. Anyway, I couldn't watch the whole show. I was just it does get a bit depressing just watching it. And because you get some real characters there. I didn't think I'd encounter someone with issues just walking down the street here, but it can happen anywhere in Australia, obviously. And with deinstitutionalisation, I guess there's more of it. Anyway, today, once I get my prescription from the GP, and also I would like a letter if possible, see if I can get Jetstar to give me a compassionate amount back, give me a credit for that flight I missed. I don't know who's I'm going to be seeing or whether they're available, whether they're happy to do that. I think Claire would do it, but she's not available until the 20th, so if I don't have any luck today, I'll just basically make another appointment with her. Luckily I'm on bulk billed, so it's not going to cost me a cent to see her next week if I can. If I can't get that done, it's certainly worth a try, because it's $600 down the gurgler if I can't get anything done about it. So it's a reasonable amount of money. So we'll see. I'm definitely going to complain to them about the fact of the inflexibility of changing dates. If you have an upgraded ticket, you're paying extra for that facility and you don't get it, well, of course I'm not happy. Anyway. But after this, after I see the GP, I'm heading off to the Trinity Sports Club. That'll be fun, because catching up with my esteemed neighbours. And that's not sarcastic, they are esteemed. I'm very, very happy with my neighbours, and they've been very supportive. And we're going to have a few beers, pizzas, a bit of a conversation, and guess we can commiserate with Yvonne over missing out on her tourism job. She's just got to hang in there and go for other jobs, basically. I mean, if my prediction about us hitting a recession is correct, then it's going to be very, very hard to get jobs, especially if you're over 50. It's crazy, but it shouldn't really make a huge amount of difference. It should be a bonus in certain ways with all the experience, but I think there is a bias. I mean, employers are prepared to get someone with less experience, but they might be able to manipulate them more if they're younger into their own culture. I guess that's another thing, that they like younger people for that reason. I thought that was where I thought someone was going to try to, a driver was going to try to cut across me when I was leaving the court to go to the main road, but it was Yvonne who was just speaking about. How's that? She's just heading up to the road, and I thought, she offered me a lift to the GP, but I thought, look, I really need to walk, you know, I've got to do this for my back. And she understands that totally, because she's the one who walks all the way to Palm Cove. So she takes it really seriously. So, I mean, it's not too bad. I'm not sweating bricks or anything, so it could be worse. I might get a bit of shade up Cottesloe with any luck. But I'm almost halfway there now anyway, so it's only about another 10 minutes. And my back does need it. So, like I said, if she gave me a lift, I'd just be dagging around there for an extra 10 minutes. I suppose it'd be an air-conditioned waiting room. It doesn't matter. No, I'm doing the right thing. If she'd asked me before my back had been playing up, I would have jumped at the opportunity, because it is warm up here. And there's a guy American guy in Bangkok. Seems like a really nice guy, actually, Serge. He makes good videos, and he was complaining about the weather there, but it is actually summer in Thailand. Here it's supposed to be autumn going into winter, but you wouldn't know it, because he was talking about the same temperatures I'm talking about in the height of summer in Bangkok, which is fair enough, but here we're in the southern hemisphere and we should be cooling down, not staying this hot. So I don't know, crazy. You do acclimatise. If I had to cop this when I first left Melbourne, boy, I would have really felt it. But nowadays, you know, you sweat a bit, but you survive. And I know I will be heading towards an air-conditioned GP's office, so that's good. But mainly I just got to walk. Got to give the back, you know, that manipulation. Oh boy. Well, it looks like I might have survived the wrath of Trevor for this day. I probably overreacted big time in the video, and I'll probably have to edit it heavily because I just lost it. And I don't do that often, but I really... It didn't help that the guy was a bicycle nut. Because some of those guys, most of them are good, but some of them are just very aggressive, and they don't give a stuff about anyone else from what I can see. So, and that's not appealing in my opinion anyway. But having said that, I still probably overreacted. You just pushed the button, I exploded, and I don't do that often. So my blood pressure should be a bit lower today. Whew. Oh, it's a nice bit of shade. The trouble with that footpath is it gets a lot of sun. It's viable early morning or late afternoon, but rest of the day there's no shade. So this is far preferable. Geez, so this grass could do a bit of a mow. Guys bike riding, they're keen. It's quite warm at the moment. They look pretty young. The other thing is you always get a headwind here too, so wouldn't be an easy ride, but you know, good on them. Of course, they're not the ones I'm talking about. They're not wearing all the lycra gear. They look like normal people. Oh dear. Oh, they're making good progress though. I'll be down there in about 5 minutes. Well, I just saw the GP. She drafted a letter for me. She's done that before with things like the medical condition and not being able to fly. So that was nice of her. Young girl. She gave me some anti-inflammatory script as well as painkiller. So that was all. She's took about 10 minutes late to get there, but it was okay. I'm doing fine time-wise. It's about 20 minutes to midday, and when I'm supposed to meet up with the others. So not a problem. So it's all going to plan. So hopefully I have some joy with Jetstar. Maybe, maybe not. I'll certainly fight them on the fact that they restricted the dates that I could book the flight. I just thought that was ridiculous. But oh dear. It's been 24 million. Yes, just thinking about Alan Joyce's $24 million parachute. In the online today, there was the News Corp. They were saying that he may be jumping ship due to financial problems at Jetstar. So yeah, I think there's been a bit of pressure on him. I thought it was extraordinary that he survived so long in the position, especially the last few years. And I think the pressure has been mounting. 15 years for a CEO is quite a long time, actually. Now this should be the street I need to go down. Just got to cross this busy road. Forward. Okay. It's a beautiful road to ride a bike down. Great stretch. Right, now I've never been down this street before. Looks like it winds quite a bit and it goes towards the path, goes over the creek, along the sports grounds, and I approached it from that side, from Nova Street, and now I'm just walking directly from Poolwood up there towards the Trinity Beach Sports Club. But I think there's a couple of roundabouts before I actually get to the grounds. It's also where the wallabies are protected as well. Oh, a bit of shade here, nice. Oh, it's not too bad. There's not a cloud in the sky today. Well, there is one actually, but overall pretty clear. And looks like there might be a reasonably upmarket area here, not sure. Like I say, I never actually walked down this end before. New experience for me. Hope I haven't stuffed it up. Should be able to get, yeah, it should be, just keep going further down there, it should be fine. Fingers crossed I've got it right. I'm not too far away anyway. Worst comes to worst, use the old GPS. This should be the last roundabout, and then We're on the pathway that'll take us over the creek, past the sports grounds, and to the nice, cool, air-conditioned environs of Trinity Beach Sports Club with their killer pizzas, $12 pizzas. I just want to drink at the moment. I'm not really interested in eating. But no, this is it here. Definitely got my bearings right. That's good. It's super quiet here. Next door neighbour, they had a bloody loud motorbike again. I think it might be someone who visits them from time to time, because it's not a regular thing, thank God, but I think someone stays there for a week or so. And God, it's a noisy bike. So this is where I rode the bike down last time. To date, Shanks Pony. And I think that's where the wallabies are. That's the enclosure. It's the soccer ground enclosure. I think it might double up for the wallabies. Not the rugby team, the actual real creatures. I could be wrong though. They probably wouldn't put them there because they want to keep the surface in reasonable nick. I don't know. Well, it's around here somewhere. Anyway, it's close to the highway. Maybe it's further back over there. It's still wet here. Still hasn't drained. God, it was over a week ago I was here last. 2 weeks, I'd say. Boy, that's poor drainage. It's been dry for a couple of weeks and that should have drained by now. Yeah, someone needs to get onto that. Please consider subscribing to my channel if you think there's anything there of use to you or entertainment or whatever. And either do that or give me a thumbs up, or if you're feeling really energetic, do both. That'd be great.